So knowing how to create really powerful content is really important. And knowing who you are, your personality, your quirks, your culture, your upbringing, bringing all of that stuff into what you do is what really truly makes you an original when you're creating content. The thing that I see holds coaches back more than anything when it comes to putting themselves out in the world is the fact they think they have to be original. Do you guys ever feel that way? Like, oh, but this has been said a bunch of times. That person said it. That person has more experience. Who the hell am I to be saying this stuff, right? And here's the thing about originality. If no one's done it before, there's probably a good reason. Like, look at this fucking weirdo. But in all actuality, what we're typically doing when we're waiting to create content is we're trying to be revolutionary. Right? I need to be revolutionary. I need to change the game. I need to share something that's never been seen. The likes that humanity has never witnessed before. Doesn't sound daunting at all. So the first thing that I want to help you to understand here is that I want you to stop trying to be revolutionary, right? You're not Tom Cruise discovering fire for the first time, or Tom Hanks rather, God, Tom Cruise. Sorry, Scientology. I want you to stop trying to be revolutionary. And instead, I want you to focus on being evolutionary. Evolutionary. So what does that mean? How do you be evolutionary? Well, you take whatever's been done. You take the things that have inspired you. You take the things that have been transformative for you, the things you love, the things you've learned, and you bring yourself into it. It evolves as you evolve, and that becomes what you share, right? It's not about you creating this brand new, unique thing that's never been seen before. It's about you taking the things that have already inspired you, putting your spin on them, and then releasing them out into the world. So I want to give you some examples of what this can look like in a real way, and we're about to do audio, so let's make sure we have audio good if you could. Thank you very much. So anybody know the song Ring of Fire by Johnny Cash? Show of hands. Wow, that's amazing. I love that. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, this is the song.
Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring.
He looks like a lot of fun. So that's Ring of Cash. Ring of Fire. Ring of Cash is my next EverCoach quest. Look out for that one in the fall. So that's the song Ring of Fire, Johnny Cash. Now, you could say, oh man, there's just something about that that's really inspiring, but now it's been done, so I guess I can never do it again. And then you come across American Idol and a guy called Adam Lambert. Anybody remember Adam Lambert? Yeah? Here's Adam Lambert on American Idol singing the same song.
Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring, bound by a wild desire.
Killing the fucking emo bangs, isn't he?
I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. Went down, down, down in the flames.
Okay, so before we go into the next thing, that was the exact same song. But did you have the same experience of it as you did with Johnny Cash? Adam Lambert made the Adam Lambert version. He's darker, he's sultrier, he's emo as shit. The amount of therapy his parents must have paid for as a kid, I just can't even imagine. Probably went bankrupt buying black nail polish. And so, but notice how he made it his own. He didn't change a single word of that song, and nobody for a minute would say, oh, look at him trying to bite Johnny Cash. Look at him trying to rip off Johnny Cash. Nobody would have said that. And here's a third example that takes it even further. Now watch her. She is a vocal coach. She is not a singer. So this is a twofer. This is an Inception example. So what you're gonna see here is that there's people here singing a cappella, and then listen to what she does.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring, and bound by a wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. Okay.
So we have the a cappella group who is doing their version of that, and then we have her now taking that and not creating new content by singing the song her own way, but using her skills to comment on what
They're
somebody
not
else
putting any of their
did. She's just
individual
engaging with
talents
somebody
into that
else's
sound,
content.
and it's because
And that's
they
how
put
she
too
created her
much of a
content.
sound that is unique.
That's about as unoriginal as you can be. You're literally just talking about somebody else's content. And yet it perfectly showcases her, what she's about, her beliefs, her values, her philosophy on music and what it takes to be powerful as a singer. So do you see that? Do you see how you can be evolutionary with what you're doing instead of trying to be revolutionary? Make some noise if that resonates for you. So what all three of them did was they were very aware of their superpower, right? They know who they are. They know what makes them them. And this is the biggest thing that I see missing when coaches are trying to put themselves out there in the world more and trying to get over the waiting, is that they don't want to put themselves into their content. I say this all the time. Your success, especially if you're creating content, and by the way, guys, this is not like a social media only thing. There are plenty of businesses that were built before social media ever existed. You don't have to do social media, but content also means books and talks and courses. The content is everything, right? It's everywhere. And so knowing how to create really powerful content is really important. And knowing who you are, your personality, your quirks, your culture, your upbringing, bringing all of that stuff into what you do is what really truly makes you an original when you're creating content. So what I call that in my world is I call that your Hoff. Oh, wait, sorry. Wrong Hoff, that's from my personal collection. Hoff stands for hangout factor, okay? You wanna be able to show people your hangout factor. Hangout factor is, man, you see Ajit on stage. How many of you seeing Ajit on stage, whether it was in person here for the first time or on YouTube or something else, said, man, I would love to just like grab a beer with Ajit? Does anybody feel that way? Yeah. Does anybody see Nita and say, man, I would love to just like have a glass of wine with her and just like talk mama stuff, right? Make some noise for Nita and Ajit. That's because their hangout factor is high. They don't hide who they are, they showcase who they are. It's not about self-promotion, it's about self-expression. And that's what connects you to people. Our mirror neurons, our empathy receptors, they're constantly scanning the people in our world to say, are you like me or are you not like me? If you're like me, I wanna pull you closer to me. If you're not like me, I'm running for the fucking hills. Right? So it's so important that we share those parts of us. So when it comes to the content stuff, I really want you to think about this. Be evolutionary and not revolutionary, and really bring your Hoff into the equation as much as possible.